Okay guys, hello and welcome to this follow-up Foxeer FALKOR video. Foxeer sent me an updated version of the Foxeer FALKOR. It's the blue one here. I think the blue cams come default with 2.5mm. Not sure if they are consistent with their color coding of lenses. This is the first version I got, and I will try to discover if there are some differences. This is supposed to have tweaked firmware that looks better than this. But while examining this and trying to get the same lenses on both cams, because this is 2.5, this is 1.8, I also discovered a few things that I want to share. This one here is the FALKOR. You see, it looks like a 4:3 aspect ratio chip, and this is smaller than this. This is the Eagle Micro, which has a known really good light collecting larger chip, and it's 16:9 widescreen, as you see. And this above here is the Predator Mini. Let's see. You also see a red color coating above those chips here. So there's some red film over the chip. The Eagle has no red color coding. It has it on the lens. Just a bit deeper look into the lens options. Okay, please help me decide to see if this image, which I tweaked to some degree, and I think it looks pretty darn good. If this image is better, this here. Are they pretty close? What do you think looks better? I didn't find that much of a difference. Latency is exactly the same, the 21-22 milliseconds. So I'm really happy with the quality of the image now. So I want to show you with the lens cap on. I want to show you some noise. No, let's make some noise. I want to show you the menu. First and foremost, I'm in PAL mode. I think that's important. I think this cam works better in PAL. Auto exposure. Of course, you will want to leave it in wide dynamic range. Brightness, you can adjust this to your lighting. Shutter and gain control to auto. White balance, yeah, automatic. If you set it to manual, you can just adjust red gain and blue gain, but I didn't find a good setting there. So auto for white balance. Day night, yeah, leave it on auto. Image enhance. And there is something important here. We want to leave this at 0. Because if you set this, this is the extreme, which is ugly as hell. But even if you set this to something like 5 or 4, you see a very grainy image, and I don't like the graininess. Maybe with 2 it works. I think I like it the most with 0. Color gain, you can set this to manual and around 13. 3D noise reduction. I'll show you what the effect is if you set this to manual and then to full. You see no effect at all at the moment, but once I move it, you see this ugly ghosting. So this is the 3D noise reduction. Of course you don't want this because this makes you feel drunk, doesn't it? So 0 is way more direct. It's maybe noisier, but I don't want ghosting. So set this to manual and value of 0. I don't even want 1. So 0 and 0 sharpness. The settings, yeah, as I said, PAL. It's still the name, but it doesn't give you the option to change it. Save and exit. So that's about the tweaking guide for the Foxeer FALKOR. I mean, these are not good light conditions here in the studio light. but I kind of like the performance. Once again, taking a look at different cams. This is the Predator V2 with a 2.5mm lens, and a quick comparison to the FALKOR with a 2.5mm lens. So by now you should know the difference. I will let you see it side by side now. Predator again. Yeah, and the Predator always had issues with blue tint. I mean, this is really blue. Quick comparison again. This is the Runcam Micro Eagle, which I also consider a really good image. Okay, sorry about all the mess here on my table. I want to make this a short look on the Caddx TURTLET as well, on the little Runcam split competitor. As you may have seen in other reviews, main advantage of the split is that this is only one small sized board. And I literally just hooked it up to my normal cam testing rig. So those connectors are compatible, just make sure about the polarity. It has one knob to start and stop recording, which is also nice. Could just shrink wrap or mount it with this mounting brackets that come with it. Nice. Of course, it has an SD card slot on there and the little knob to stop recording. What I did was my usual cam in the box latency measurement with this time I had to use the diode method. The video out method didn't give me exact enough measurements. And here with this test I really just try to get the minimum latency. The yellow line is the latency, and now you see I placed the cursor at 22 milliseconds. That was the lowest I could find in like 20 or 30 measurements. And this latency, 22 milliseconds, is really okay. And it doesn't change no matter if you record or don't record. So that's a good thing. I'm in NTSC mode, 22 milliseconds, which is nice for an HD cam with TV out. So from this aspect alone, you can totally get away with flying this thing. Get a quick idea of the kind of quality. It looks a bit too yellow and too noisy for my taste in here, but it's also quite dark in my hangar now. This is a not so nicely lit area, and it has some color graininess, and it's a bit washed out and wrong colors here. So not super liveout quality, but we will see this on other tests maybe. Today's focus is mainly on the latency, and latency gets my approval for an HD cam. This is the main board, the Caddx TURTLET. This is its backside with the storage card and the button. It has what they call themselves the DJI cable, not a normal ribbon cable. And this is the micro-sized cam module unit. You can compare it well to the Runcam Micro or to some other micro cams. So this should be nice and easy to mount for you. Okay, so this was just a little update video, follow-up, and it was purely driven out of my own curiosity, and I wanted to document it for you guys. It was the idea to see if image quality really changed, and I didn't see too much change. No latency change, of course, but as I tried it and seen it and flew it, I think the latency of the FALKOR is not an issue. So around 20 millisecond, 25 millisecond is the sweet spot where you can tolerate the latency. Everything above 30 or maybe 40 milliseconds is really too high, but 20-25 should be okay. I saw the Caddx image, not too fond of the image quality I get here, but it's a compromise as always. And this thing here on a tiny quad gives you HD capabilities. We will have to see in another video, of course, how good is the HD quality of this board and how does it compare to the split. And yeah, but it's another video. Latency of this thing here with the 22 milliseconds. So, thanks for watching this short video. Hope you liked it. Leave me some comments. As always, thanks for watching. Bye.